It is Community Music Monday, and we are about to hop into an album that some member of the community has tossed in to this here pie. Now, as I am doing this, I am also setting up a gamba or a prediction. We are checking out if this is going to be a big pie or a little pie. And effectively, we're wondering if it is the top 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces or the bottom 46 pieces. Now, basically, as I go through this, they have 2 minutes to get their predictions in. Now, we are going to be listening to one of these albums. The Gamba has begun. Now, I don't know which we are going to be listening to. I am interested, though. Do you have an album in the pie? Now it's been 50, and I believe the total album on this here pie is actually pretty substantial. Now you'll notice that there are big and small pieces on the pie. The bigger it is, the longer it has been there, or the more the members of the community have buffed it. The smaller it is, and you'll see we have some real peckernecks in there. The smaller it is, the newer it is. I mean, it's pretty easy to figure it out from there. We have people currently in the Twitch chat betting on whether or not they think it's going to be one of the top 4 albums or one of the bottom 46 albums. So I'm going to give it another minute. And guys, I have to ask, do you have an album in this thing? And if so, which album do you have featured? Now, as I go through this, a lot of people ask me, how do I get a song on the pie? How do I get a album on the pie? The simple answer is you show up on Twitch. The longer you hang around, you acquire channel point currency, which you can eventually buy a slice of pie or your eventual chance at a slice of pie. Now, the predict is about finished up, so I'm going to roll the wheel. If you have one on the wheel, good luck. And if you're finding out you won on YouTube a little bit later, congratulations. Guys, I guess without further ado, I'm going rolling. Good luck to everybody.
I hope it's this Grateful Dead biggie.
It's looking like it's going to be Halcyon Digest Deerhunter. No idea what that is or to whom this belongs, but the number 1 slice of pie. We have had so many weeks in a row where we have done the biggest. I'm very excited to see a little peckerneck win this one. But guys, whose is this? Is the winner here? Halcyon Digest. Whose album is this? And I got to choose the outcome. It was a top 4 album. Completing the prediction. Congratulations to everybody that won on their Gamba. And
Do you know this band?
no idea.
Okay.
No clue
Halcyon
whatsoever.
Digest is the 5th studio album by American indie rock band Deerhunter. This was released in 2010 to universal critical acclaim.
Universal critical acclaim. Okay.
It is the band's last album to feature bass guitarist, or I guess I should say bass guitarist, Josh Fauver.
Okay. So we have.
Well, enjoy it.
Okay. Have you've never heard anything from this?
I guess I'll listen to one song.
Okay.
I can't get.
You're not
get
into
stuck.
indie.
No, I mean, what if I like it though?
Fair enough.
Oh man. Okay.
Oh man. Okay, so in the context from our friend Kiko, W's for Kiko, by the way. Deerhunter is an experimental psychedelic indie rock band formed in Atlanta, GA, in 2001 by Bradford Cox and Moses Archuleta. The band lineup has moved around over the years, but it's mainly Bradley Cox, main vocals, guitar, keyboard, Moses Archuleta, guitar, drums and electronics, Lockett Punt, guitar, vocal, keyboard. And for this album, Joshua Faver, who is sadly no longer with us. Rest in peace. Halcyon Digest is the 5th album. Was this what you were reading in the? Were you reading the Discord?
No, I didn't see that. I guess I should have looked there.
Oh, this is their 5th album, as we saw, released in 2010, and cemented the band's status as one of the most inventive groups of the 2000s. The band was masterfully produced not only by the band, but also by Ben Allen, who has worked with artists like Animal Collective and Gnarls Barkley. Shout out to those bands. They usually switch it up with each album, but I would say that their main genre is neo-psychedelia, indie rock, dream pop, and folk. The album's title is a reference to a collection of fond memories and inventive ones, the definition of Halcyon denoting a period of time in the past that was idyllic and happy and peaceful. The way we write, rewrite, and edit our memories to be a digest version of what we want to remember and how that's kind of sad, Bradford said. All right, guys. Well, that has there is all of the context that we got, guys. Have you heard this album before? Let me know. I am gonna hit the play button on this thing. Before I do, it is very important to me that you know that you are awesome, that you are valuable, that you are important, that you matter, that you are deserving of love, and that I am abundantly grateful for even a moment of your time. If you like what you see, feel free to hit the like and the subscribe button. It goes a long way to help me out. If you really like what you see, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you, or join us on Twitch or Kick. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Arizona time. Come hang out with us. Come discover music with us. These people over here are actually the best people. We would love to have you by, and I know I speak for all of us when I say that. Now, it seems like a lot of us have heard it. We have a pretty good mix of those of us that have and have not heard it. So, let's go. Guys, without further ado, the opener to this one, I don't even know that I've heard a Deerhunter song, which is crazy if these guys are coming from indie rock. Like,
yeah, you were an indie guy.
Definitely. I graduated high school in 2009, and then I got into college and started classic rock and you know.
Classic rock was like after you.
Yeah. Classic rock
okay.
really happened. Like,
Nice.
there's somewhere around the time pot and psychedelics happened. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know another way to put it, but it was like before that, my brain only really knew how to comprehend indie rock. But anyways, guys, without further ado, Halcyon Digest. Here we go. Earthquake. Very sound effecty. Love this.
What's this picture?
No idea. Kind of a nice vibey bass line there. Kind of reminds me a little bit of very old Death Cab for Cutie, like, which is right up my alley. But this feels like it's kind of like very early on, like we have the facts and we're voting yes, maybe even a little bit earlier than that, Death Cab era. Which, if you know anything about me, you know that that's right up my alley, but with more electronic-y kind of sounds. Anybody else hearing a Ben Gibbard sound there? Lead singer, yeah. Not falsetto-y enough, I don't think. For Tom York, I mean. gets so big in ambient and soundscaping. Oh yeah, absolutely. And thank you for the tickle biddies, Grease. There's like this 8-bit sound drum machine thing kind of happening here, but then you have these really like acoustic, kind of like organic-y sounding instrumentation sounds. But then you've also got this like really lo-fi kind of ethereal, like noisy thing happening. It sounds like they're using some of the most basic sounds in very complex ways. You hear that little like, I think it's maybe like a lower ukulele or like a really really high capoed guitar, but it's like this ding 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 kind of chord striking in the back. Left ear. There's certainly atmosphere there. They're kind of making it travel ear to ear. I'm really digging this. This is right in my alley. Is this about like dealing with an earthquake, like in a literal sense? I feel like this is like a kind of psychedelic exploration of a very real life moment of an earthquake. It's kind of the vibe I got of that.
Could be.
There's this kind of tension building thing and this kind of like realization kind of thing, and I don't know. Maybe?
You like it?
I like the soundscape more than anything. I did like it. But I could jam to this. I could add layers to this myself. This is how I learned in a lot of ways to kind of like the way that built up the tremolo picking. Like stereo panned guitars that make me really happy. Well, dang. Apparently, I have to run an ad. So give me a few, and I will be, yeah, lots of volume swells. I will be right back. Bingo, bango. And we are back. Let's hop into song number 2, Don't Cry. Here we go. Obsessed with this album if I'd have found it in 2010. I have no doubt in my mind. Like, that's absolutely what would have ended up happening. I would have been obsessed.
Come on, little boy, you don't need to cry. You don't need to cry. Your eyes out, cry. Your eyes out.
Also, W for that storyboard. What a lovely friggin' turnaround. I love when things work out well. Man, good people. That's the thing. Yeah, and fluff it up. Deerhunter, welcome by, man. You came for the second song.
Come on, kid. Keep your head up inside.
The same sort of ilk as the Mac DeMarco album. But this predated Salad Days. This is nice. These things, right? Like, you have this moment where you have all this noise and it kind of just falls itself apart, right? That's a conscientious decision, and those things make me happy. I like the kind of just descent there for whatever reason. You have these things, and again, the lyrics are very much like indie rock coded. They're kind of abstract, they're kind of dreamy, they're kind of washy, they're kind of almost as instrumental as they are lyrical. But there's definitely 100% there is an element of indie rock in that time period. It kind of really from maybe like the 2003 time period to like maybe like Mac DeMarco was the last great one to do it, but where you have these kind of telephony, echoey, ethereally vocals. And I used to think indie rockers did it to cover up kind of like less than ideal singing chops. But then I started thinking maybe it was just to do something that kind of made it stand out a little bit more, made you listen a little bit harder to the lyrics. I think that there's a couple of ways to do it, but I think maybe that there's truth in all of the answers. The descent there and the transition. This is literally just exactly in my alley, dude. the dissonance here. I've made it very clear that this stuff, like the random little tidbits at the end of a song that just lets you know that these are actually just real life human being musicians, not people that are like making themselves beholden to the perfection that is afforded to one via like digital recording. They just let these moments happen. So that's how we are, and I think that that's perfect. This song is called Revival. Here we go. Yo, thank you for the tickle bitties. What up, It Me Matt? You hear the mandolin?
I'm saved, I'm saved. And oh, would you believe it? On the third day, I felt his presence near me. I know they won't believe me, but I've got favorite memories.
This embodies so many things that are quintessential indie rock, too, from the time period.
You won't regret if you choose to believe in freedom, silence, always, yeah, all these darkened
I do like this a lot. This moment brings me to the Decemberists. That bass walk in.
darkness always. It doesn't make much sense. Darkness always away from the current state.
You know, it does sound like this album would fit perfectly on my Formative 5 playlist. If you didn't know what the Formative 5 was, there are 5 albums that I have said time and time again, and I maintain is true, that defined my musical taste throughout high school. It was the formative music I listened to. These were the albums that like taught me how to play guitar just because I listened to them so much and like would teach myself these songs. But it was Oh Inverted World by the Shins. It was Plans by Death Cab for Cutie. It was The Crane Wife by the Decemberists. It was The Midnight Organ Fight by Frightened Rabbit. And it was Neutral Milk Hotel's In the Aeroplane Over the Sea. Those 5 albums absolutely stand out to me as like the albums that defined my musical everything from there. You know, life happens and then you start branching out, but all of my branching out started with those. And so I would say Death Cab was probably my Death Cab or the Midnight Organ Fight or the Crane. No, they were all my favorites. I can't. I'm literally sitting here making arguments for each of them. I can't decide. Don't ask me to. That's why they're the Formative 5. But this album has thus far kind of sounded like it belongs in that company of those albums. Not necessarily in sentimentality or things I learned, right? But in the sound, like the sonic similarities, like you can definitely tell it's rooted in the same kind of thing.
wind in my sails. I live for days. No water, no food.
So raw and real.
It was good. I didn't mind, no. Nowhere to be. Nothing to see. Except
Are you holding Clark's ears back from the water like a girl holds her friend's hair back from throwing up? It's really cute, but he's.
want him to drink too much.
I got you. Sorry, I looked down next to me and I was like, that's kind of adorable. You take him outside.
me.
The soundscapey noises in this.
Can make you feel lonely out here.
Just a delicate moment of this electric guitar.
Learn to accept
Oh, thank you, babe.
whatever you can get. When there's no law, you've done nothing wrong. You can't take too long making up songs.
I love these like self-oscillating kind of goopy noises that happen.
Can make you feel lonely out here. You learn to accept whatever you can get. Whatever you can get.
I haven't heard him do the falsetto thing yet. This is nice. Thank you, Garib. Grease. This is so nice. Nate Moon, welcome back. Thank you for the prime.
You learn to accept whatever you can get.
I think that the lyrics thing, you know, there are very deep mega bangers in the lyrical front when it comes to indie rock, I think, but I don't think that this is like really it's not rewriting the rule book to me for indie rock lyricism or anything, but it definitely fits the vibe. Like it gives me a little bit of a lyrical vibe from like Arctic Monkeys or something like that. I don't know if these guys are English or not. I know nothing about the band. So please do tell me where they're from if you got it. Let me see. Where are they? Sorry, I keep burping. I don't mean to be. It's the Chipotle. It's the first time ever. This gives me a vibe of a band called the Maccabees. They have this song called Toothpaste Kisses, which is kind of similar. It's like a ukulele and like the sound of a record player scratching kind of thing. Like if you were listening to vinyl and you have that. And it's a really, really delicate, kind of beautiful song. Very just kind of a little bit different. It has some leads in it, right? It has some whistles, but yeah, it's just never been my thing. Just never went out of my way to have it. I don't know. I don't know another way to answer it for you, bud. Anyways, this is giving me a little bit of that. It kind of has like an old indie sort of vibe. There's this delicacy of like being a guy in your room with an electric guitar plugged into an amp playing quietly while you're just kind of singing in your room and kind of singing quietly and like it's how I think a lot of people learn to articulate their voices, especially falsetto stuff because you can do that quietly and like so I think a lot of people kind of learn that, and I get that vibe from here. Like it seems kind of like a playing your guitar barefoot at the edge of your bed kind of vibe, making creepy goofy noises with your pedals. This has been fantastic so far. I'm enjoying the frig out of it. Those noises do remind me a little bit of what I have heard of Animal Collective, though. Where are these guys from? Does anybody know? Love you, babe. Thanks for helping, Clarky. Atlanta. I knew that. They're from Atlanta. We said that in the very, very, very beginning. I'm definitely getting that like 60s rock influence here with some of these like guitar tones and some of these like, kind of spoken word, not spoken word, but like kind of talk singing vibes. Oh, that's awesome, freak. I like this. I'm so impressed with this. I think that this is again one of the classic cases of like you end up at an album that's kind of just like they're in Daily Driver, like very this is a natural language I speak. And yes, this is in the vein of music discovery, but it's in a genre that I'm so deeply like organically familiar with that it seems like this is just kind of one of those bands that I would be able to just kind of jump right into and feel like I'd be able to contribute. Like, there's not anything particularly like just blowing my brain off, but it's all just good music. And like you hear these moments of genius and tiny moments throughout, but it's again been very, very and this is one of those things where it's like I could listen to this without trying to, and I'm just going to enjoy it. And I might be like, oh, what's this song? But the longer it's been since I have kind of branched out from my like exclusively only ever listening to indie rock, the more I've come to realize that indie rock very often is kind of just music I can listen to now and isn't necessarily something that moves me in the way it does. And I don't know, like, I feel like a lot of times now, the things that move me are very, very different than, the same. I think the indie rock albums that I love the most are really the ones I'm just the most nostalgically familiar with. I can't tell you the last time I heard an indie banger that like just rocked my socks. Um, like I've enjoyed plenty of them, but I think the last time I really liked a Death Cab for Cutie album was Codes and Keys in like 2009 or 2010, somewhere in there. And I'd say that Mac DeMarco's Salad Days is maybe the last time I really thought like a deep indie track, or maybe the Frightened Rabbit last album's up to 2016. That's the latest it went, but I'd say it's kind of in there. Like, but I was in different phases of life in those times when I was listening to those. So again, it's hard for me to peg. This is exactly perfect music for me to enjoy, but it's not where I'm like finding the most fun exploring lately. But maybe it's because I feel like I've listened to so much of the genre. All that said, I'm saying all that, loving this album. I think Tokyo Police Club is my favorite deep track indie band. This made me think of a Tokyo Police Club song on the Elephant Shell EP. In a Cave is that song, which predates this a lot. Oh, yes. Feels like you're in the room with the way they've panned it.
When you were young and your excitement showed, but as time goes by, was it outgrown? Is that the way things go?
I love this.
Forever reaching for the goal. Forever fades black and comes up cold. Walking free.
Yep.
Come with me.
The uplifting, spacey thing.
Every day. Walking free. Come with me. Far away. Every day.
Without question, my favorite one. This is the most quintessential indie rock sound song I've heard so far that like kind of defines the indie rock sound I like, right? Like guys with the guitars in a room, you know, like guitars, drums, whatever. But it feels like a band is playing in a room together, and I really like that. And I think part of the reason I liked so many indie rock records was because at the end of the day, it was a lot of guys that were playing an entire record in their living room. You know what I mean? And like recording it there. And there's something really raw and authentic and DIY about it. And there's something really rooted in something I love so much. And while this doesn't sound quite like that, it does have a clothes kind of brushing into each other vibe to it. It's got that indie rock sound in this chorus for sure. I'm definitely digging into this one. I've listened to a lot of Tame Impala in various states of consciousness. Kind of an Interpol guitar sound here. What's interesting is that the lead here is kind of just it's a really clean tone guitar, and I kind of like that. You've got a fuzzy bass, but you've got this kind of clean tone just walking over the top of it with that beam 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 beam. It's nice that it's like it's a loud thing, but you've got a really loud clean tone guitar that's just being played delicately.
Whatever goes up must come down. Walking free, come with me. Far away, every day. Walking free, come with me.
Oh, am I gonna get like a 3-minute indie jam? Kind of got this thing colliding on top of itself. I've been really fighting the urge to grab my guitar and play. They play it live, it's loud, their studio stuff is mellow. I think, as far as I know, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think that the Built to Spill guys are kind of the ones, notably the loudest and jammiest of the indie rock crew, or the indie rock crews. I also now that could be, it could be wrong, but I think that is one of those ones that that just goes really hard and does well. And I think Death Cab definitely went harder as younger men and a 4-piece. Honestly, this is that indie jam, that little Desire Lines jam is one of those ones that did not get boisterous. It was such a nice outro. It made me want to play along with it. And I think that was really just a staple characteristic of a lot of indie rock music that made me love it so much. And it made you feel like it was accomplishable music, right? Like, you're not becoming a, I don't know, like a virtuosic lead guitar player by idolizing guys that are indie rock guitar players, right? But you might learn to do some pretty cool stuff with reverbs, some stereo delays. You know, you might have some pretty cool concepts of how to like pitch shift, whatever. But you in that context use your guitar as more of a tool than an axe, right? You're not, or I mean, I guess it's more of a Swiss Army knife than an axe, like, is maybe the better way to put it. It's a lot more soundscapey, a lot more atmospheric. And the guys that are really good, like the badass guitar players of indie rock, and I would say Brian Aubert from the Silver Sun Pickups is probably one. That's why I changed my statement there, Judo. But I would say that Brian Aubert from Silver Sun Pickups is one of indie rock's best guitar players. I would say he's up there with maybe the best of the indie rock guitar players. Just in the way he kind of dynamics his sound, the way he punches through leads and actually like is the one guitar player that's doing both lead and rhythm. I mean, he's definitely really strong on the guitar front for like exclusively, you know, like the indie rock bands. Edge, I mean, no, I wouldn't say U2 is I would say U2 is an indie band. I would say that guitar style is absolutely derivative of the Edge. I think it kind of starts there in a lot of ways, for sure. But I think that there were other steps that were taken from there. Like, I know what is it, like I know Wilco was a really big early kind of indie rock band. Not that I've really listened to a whole bunch of it, right? But like, I know that there's a lot of those kinds of like Pacific Northwest bands. My favorite guitarist, I mean, realistically, it kind of depends on what genre of music we're talking about. I have too much Johnny Marr love, yeah. this is really gonna sound. This is as real as I can be. My favorite guitar player is either like Jerry Garcia or it's Trey Anastasio. And I'm saying that as a guy that's literally been digging into them nonstop in the last couple of years of my life. I think before I might have said it was, um, you know, my favorite guitar players are kind of tough. I think I might have, you know, I don't know. I've never really gone for the guys that were like the strongest with the axes. What? Well, I wouldn't say John Mayer was a favorite, just really, really good and respectable. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't say he's just super strong and I really liked him. Yeah, guitar's a really big spectrum, and again, the question of who's my favorite versus who the best is, they're just really tough. And yeah, I mean, Dean Ween also gets a huge honorable mention in my favorites. I've been saying a lot lately that, like, and if you watch my videos, I mean, I've returned to a lot of Diener's guitar parts, you know? There's just something there about his leads that are both accomplishable, but also a reach, but also catchy and exciting to play. And yeah, I don't know. You'll have to make me think on that. I don't have like a candid answer. This is Basement Scene. But I'd say Jerry, Trey, and Diener are like kind of like the guys in the lead right now. For favorites, love this. The oscillation there on the reverb decay. It's got like very obvious doo-wop roots, but if it's like if doo-wop was sung by a really sad kind of depressed dude who's intentionally wanting to sound a little off to present some dissonance, you know. I don't know what it is, but it gives me like there is a mustard to it. Like it almost gives me a little bit of a Lou Reed kind of vibe, a little bit. Like I feel like this is without question rooted in some like spirit of Lou Reed, from the Velvet Revolver and Nico album. I maybe I'm wrong here, but it just feels like there's such a raw, dirty feel to it. It kind of has a little bit of that like the lyricism is a Velvet Revolver. Oh my gosh, I said Velvet Revolver. I'm so bummed out. I meant Velvet Underground. I hate that. Velvet Revolver. That's that gross band with Slash, isn't it? Ugh. Ugh. I heard my wife from the bathroom shouting. Ugh. Ugh. The Velvet Band. You know what I meant. He's got like a cleaner voice here, which makes me feel like he's like there's some level of like dry and wet to his voice that I almost wonder if he's singing into two different microphones and he's kind of bobbing his head back and forth. If this is how my brain is like recreating the signal chain. And I'm hearing sometimes more of the dry microphone and other times more of the wet microphone, which is throwing it into some reverb oscillation. 1 mic 2 amps could also be. That's a very that is also a very, very real possibility, Marmar. But I don't think that the two amps thing accommodates necessarily for the mic moving, because I do feel like there is an element of it being different volumes at the time, unless they're like doing really slow and not huge threshold like tremolo or something. But yeah, you could pan it. It just feels like it'd be a lot more work. I don't know. I think these two songs have been the strongest on the album. Is this... Wow, this is really 8-bitty. Hey, thank you, Kiko. Wow, you came prepared. Beautiful. Thank you. Okay.
Take my hand and pray with me.
Is that an electric harpsichord?
The devil now is come for me. In helicopter.
This was the single? Oh, wow. Oh my gosh!
The lights inside my...
This is so nice. Sir, your name. Welcome back, man. Thanks for the 8 tickled bitties. This chorus thing, or whatever it is, you know, we know he loves you best. That part, right? There, and then you've got this ding, like the I don't know what it is, the synth that's kind of got like this bit crushed like sound. I love it. It's like completely digitally wet, and it's just making me so happy. But you hear his voice over the top of it. I like hearing it.
The lights inside my pain. I'm tired of my pain.
That bass coming in. Tremendous.
All these trucks they play on me in these terrible ways.
The way they use meter, like there, right? On oh, these drugs they play on me in terrible ways. The way he says that though.
All these trucks they play on me in these terrible ways.
If this is very Animal Collective-y, I might be checking out more of them too.
I used to make it day to day.
I like that there isn't a chorus or anything. This is just a...
No one cares
Oh,
for
man.
me. I keep no company. I have minimal needs, and now they are through with me.
Yeah, this is absolutely the song that would have won me over back in the day.
Now they are through with me.
Oh, man. That resolve.
Now they are through with me. Now they are through with me. Now they are through with me. Now they are through.
That descent into chaos here.
Now they are through with me. Now they are through with me. Now they are through with me.
This is, I think, the B side has been friggin' huge. These last three songs, so strong. I think this is maybe recency bias, or it's better than Desire Lines. So here's the thing. I don't care if it was an Apple thing, because I didn't know that, and here I am all these years later not knowing it was used in an Apple commercial that helped it find success and loving it. So I think we can all agree that to an extent, commercialism does not take away music from being good. It doesn't prevent music from being good. Sometimes what it, like what it does do is make it to where we become blind to it if we hear it too much. But I didn't know that commercial was a thing. So all I know is I just heard a song that I really 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 loved. And the more I'm thinking about it, that's certainly been that's absolutely my favorite on the album. Desire Lines and Helicopter are the ones I want to like play with. This is not Tame Impala. This is or Impala, however you'd say it. This is Deerhunter. Ad break going though. I will be back. BRB. 3 songs to go. Let's close this album down. Here we go. Fountain Stairs.
I forgot my book at the fountain stairs.
Oh, I need a
Had
lyric.
a chapter on symmetry. Nobody cared. And I had a smoke while I traced. I forgot my book at the fountain stairs. Had a chapter on symmetry. Nobody cared. And I had a smoke while I traced the squares. I put my finger to concrete. Felt the autumn air.
I'm digging this.
When I look around, I can feel it spinning. Feet on the ground, head on the ceiling.
Oh wow. I don't know what I think that is, but it's reminiscent of something. But what is that? Wow, wow, wow. What is that noise from?
Sun on my shirt.
What's up, Dan, the man with the pants?
All falling in retrograde. Cancel all my plans. And I had to look at the marching band. Skip across.
You hear the Nirvana inspired little run behind it? Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Burn-down-down.
At the marching band. Skip across the pavement. Nobody's there. When I look around, I can feel it spinning. Feet on the ground, head on the ceiling.
I love Oscillation. For the record, Oscillation is totally fine if you want to board fade on Oscillation. I don't mind that a bit. Do it, because it'll go on infinitely otherwise. All right, this is Coronado, which if you wanted some subtext to my life, I think the Fender Coronado it was an underrated guitar. Not the Starcaster. I think the original Starcaster is the best, most underrated guitar, but I think the Coronado's up there. I love this little guitar bit. Little garage rock vibe. Yeah, dude. No, this album, this is so good. That sax. I feel like there is a little bit where they do seem to borrow some moments from Arctic Monkeys sounds. I think they do it in their own way. He definitely messes with his vocals significantly more in an editing context than what I feel Arctic Monkeys does. But it does feel like they're pulling out of the same bag of tricks in this particular song. Though I will say this one has been maybe the most Arctic Monkeys coded one yet. I feel so high, I wanna know the answers why. I have so many questions, they let me go. They hang up the telephone. The saxophone in this just makes me so happy. I don't think it's allegations. In fact, I would say it's high praise. I would say, and again, I wouldn't even say it's derivative of or anything like that. So before anybody jumps on me, consider that the heart that it's coming from is juiced. And saying similarities is not a dunk so much as like these are bands I like, so that's dope. It's awesome that they sound alike to me because that's stuff I like. The saxophone though, brought into an indie jam like this, kind of garage rocky, is incredible in a way that you just don't see in indie rock, and it makes me so happy. It's so good. Does a band member play the sax, or is this a hired gun? This saxophone is so good. Maybe one of the highlight moments of the album. right, going into the closer on this one, he would have laughed, and it's looking like, so just saying, without question. Oh, and by the way, Fountain Star should have gotten without question, side B has been the better side. This is right now a 10 for 10. I'm guessing it goes 11 for 11, but without question, there's been like side B, really from Desire Lines on, has been my favorite part of the album. Now the big question, does the album stick the landing? Let's check it out. Favorite song right now is, I think, Helicopter still, with Desire Line being right behind it.
Only born as I get older. Find the ways to go.
This is another one of the singles. They got a 7-minute 30-second single. Was there a radio edit? Sorry, I wanted to go revisit that, but was there a radio edit? They got a 7-minute and 30-second single. Was this like they weren't doing PP singles back then? Which is, if you didn't know, it's a song that a PP single was a song that was long, that was released so that DJs had a chance to use the bathroom. Anyways, college radio, got it. The building here is nice. The tribal nature of this beat. It feels like we put some delay pedals and some reverb and maybe some like chorus or some like a flange, some kind of soft flange on an acoustic guitar to kind of get this like little bit of that. See what I'm talking about? Or is that a keys? Is that a guitar or a keys? That's guitar.
Sweetness comes suffering.
Ooh.
And sweetness comes suffering. I won't rest till I can breathe. I can't breathe with you looking at me.
So that's a way of saying I can't rest until you're gone or not looking at me. repetitious nature to this, but I feel like that's part of the vibe to it. Like there's so many layers, right? You've got this ever-present tom run, and then you have the snare and hi-hat kind of come in here in a few moments. So right here, you've just got the toms, right? Do 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 do. There's the hi-hat and bass, or hi-hat and snare. And you get more layers each time. And now they're fading off in decay. Wouldn't it be nice? I'm kidding. Oh, wow. Hey, Night Judo. Love you, Maine. How many members are in the band? 4? Okay. What's so cool is that you have this real raw acoustic sound. Like you've got this kind of raw and dirty production sound to it. This real just, but it's like you're really feeling like you're hearing it there in the room. But then you've got these like really ethereal soundscapey moments happening that really kind of just drift you in there. And it's like being kind of tethered while like tethered to the ground while floating. Like it's very much a psychedelic thing that kind of grounds you with the acoustic instrument, but then kind of lets you float. It's like watching a dude play a guitar on a magic carpet. I don't know how to put it. Kiko, you hit me with an 11 for 11. Oh. I'm glad we didn't get Shimmer until the very, very end. Oh, man. And a hard cut. They hard cut it. Oh, those beauties. They could have absolutely just faded it and it would have been fine, but they did a hard cut. Oh, I loved that. Oh, man. This was great. This was such a good album. This, I can see why it gets such high praise in the indie rock world. I mean, really, it's kind of up there. I mean, again, it's in very high company, I guess, as a, you know, as indie rock legend here. But yeah, that was amazing. And again, this is coming from somebody that's very deeply rooted to the core in indie rock. So, guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the positivity that you show both to me and to one another. Continue to be the best. And until I see you next, be introspective and consider the birds. Goodbye.